Okay, so year 7, we're going to start another case study. So we've looked at Jeff Koons, and now we're going to look at Bert Flugelman. So, who was Bert Flugelman? Well, Bert was a prominent Australian visual artist who had many of his sculptures displayed publicly. He was quite contemporary, so he was very new. While a lot of his works in the early days were quite figurative, which means they were sort of human-inspired sculptures, they later came to become just pure geometric forms. So geometric being a word saying like shapes, broken down into those pure elements of triangles and squares and spheres. So he created an artwork that he wanted to link in with the environment, and he came to start using stainless steel as it had a really nice polished reflective surface, and the whole idea behind that was saying that the sculptures reflect their surroundings. They become a part of their surroundings by taking it in while also reflecting that. So sort of a bit Inception-y, but you get the sort of idea. So this is an example of one of his works. Also, I'll get you to write this down. Pause, write this down in your book. You've got a little pen symbol there. So these are the notes for the lesson. Also write this one down. So Spheres was created by Flugelman in a busy mall in South Australia. So pretty much it shows two highly polished spheres stacked, freestanding, on top of each other. So he talks about that the work takes in the life and everything around it. And the more that goes on, the busier the spheres look and they become. He also wants them to be really interactive. So he thinks that they should be touched and enjoyed by the public. So he goes, kids go for it, they touch it, they smear it. Everybody can respond to it. So he said that even a little old lady came over and took a tissue out of a bag and started polishing it. So it has that sort of interactive nature, sort of draws people to it. People would get a lot of photos with it. So you can see there's a difference in sculptural style between Flugelman and Koons, where Flugelman's more purely on those shapes, where Koons is about making an image that looks like something. But we're going to look at the in-between now. So this is one of Flugelman's works. It's called Tetrapus, and it was a sculpture made for the art festival Sculpture by the Sea. So you've got this sort of geometrically created shape, and it's right near the seaside. So you need to pause the video now and write these questions down, and I want you to answer them. Answer them first, and I'll go through them with you in a minute. So pause the video now. Okay, you should have been back. You're obviously back because you finished those questions. So when you look at Tetrapus, what does it look like? Does it look sort of like it's got tentacles? It looks a bit squid-like. It's sort of got that squiddy head shape. They're not normal shapes you would see. What do you think the name suggests? It sort of sounds like Tetris. You know, Tetris is very geometric. And octopus being the puss end of the name. So you've got that Tetris, octopus, mixture of geometric and octopus amalgamated together. So you did. I hope you got that message. But if you didn't, I've just explained it. So you've got a geometric looking squid. And do you think the location was important? I think so. I think it's been created because it's being linked to the ocean. Where do squid come from? They come from the ocean. So that idea that he's obviously chosen an animal, maybe if he was doing a park or something, he might have chosen a completely different animal to create, but he's chosen a specific sea creature to be a part of this sea festival. So is this a realistic or abstract sculpture? I'm assuming that we all got this one. It is abstract. It looks nothing. There's no real, it's implied, but it's very abstracted. You can see it's just been broken down purely into shapes. So hopefully you got those answers down. If not, you need to write them, please, in your book. And we are moving on. task. So, I know that hopefully at this point you've chosen an animal you're going to create with your Hebel sculpture when you get back to school. In the meantime, because we're not at school doing the sculptures, I want you to break your image down into geometric forms. So choosing your animal, in your book I want you to draw it as a full page size, and I want you to see how I've got the bunny here. I want you to break your animal down into geometric shapes. If you struggle with that, you can go on your computer, look up on Google, lion geometric drawing, and you might get a few ideas. But I want you to do that, and then I want you to colour it in like a lead or silver, very similar to Flugelman's work. So to imply that metallic surface, we've worked with tones, so hopefully you've carried on with that, maybe that technique. You might be able to imply some shading with your pencils, using your rubbers to create some lighter and darker areas. So try and make it look as 3D as possible, because maybe you'll inspire yourself and go, oh, I think that'd be really cool. I want to do that on my sculpture, make it more geometric and less realistic. So that is the work for this lesson. If you have any questions, ask me over Zoom or send me an email. And I look forward to talking to you all very soon.